Dobry den,
Zdravejte.
and welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
It's been another hot week, as you would expect.
Yeah, really, really hot here. We've definitely hit that. Let's just sit around and do nothing all the time.
We're not as hot as other parts of southern Europe at the moment. We're not hitting the mid-40s, but we are just about touching
40.
Which makes it very difficult to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, it makes it difficult for us to do anything.
Yes. We're not heat bunnies, are we?
No.
I don't think either one of us could be described as capable of doing much in the sun.
But we're steadily just plodding on doing stuff and trying to keep as cool as we can.
Yes, we treated quite a bit of all the wood in the cellar.
That's all done. We've scraped out some more walls in the cellar. There's a theme here, you notice.
Yeah. Only because the cellar is quite a constant.
It's the
10
coolest.
degrees?
Yeah, it's the coolest room in the house.
Maybe a bit less.
Which is why we saved those jobs for this time of year.
Yeah.
But I've also been getting on with some other stuff, more finishing off bits and pieces, and I've been working on the stairs in the kitchen, and this is what I've done. So I'm now at the stage, starting this week, where I've finished plastering the inside of the archway. I've done the tops, the sides, they've all been sanded down, they're just waiting for a paint. Now we're going to get the paint out once we've finished all the other bits and pieces we need to do in and around the kitchen here, so we're only doing it once. So I now have to turn my attention to the next job. The next job I've got to tackle is these steps. Now, you remember I built these out of brick. They're quite solid, and the plan is to top the steps themselves with tile. Once we've got the tile in place, we're going to render the front. The fronts and the sides will be painted white. Tile top, bit of edging, and that gives us the first 3 steps. The 2 top steps are going to be different because they're a different height to these steps. So we want to visually differentiate between those steps and these steps. So my first job, measure up and cut my tiles. So I've cut the tiles for the 3 steps to the right size. I've only put the first step on just to show you exactly how it's going to go. We're having the central one, which isn't quite central, but it's lining up with the pattern of the tiles across the kitchen floor. Then we've got a bit of a tile one side, a bit of a tile the other side, and then the silver edging strip at the front. You can see I've cut the edging strip a bit long on either side. That's so that I can line up the tiles, get them spaced properly with the spacers, and once everything's dry I can cut the ends off so it's flush with the step, and it'll be a better finish. We now have the top of each of the 3 steps tiled. We've got the edging strip in, we've got the spacers. That's been setting overnight, so now I take the spacers out, clean out the lines between the tiles, ready for grouting. So that's the tiles now grouted. I've done the backs of the tiles, obviously the gap between the tiles, and also along the front of the metal strip, just to fill all the gaps in. My next job now, once that's set up, is to render the front of the steps. That'll give me a flat surface to paint, trim off the ends of the metal runners, and that'll be the stairs finished. I've put the base coat of the render on the front of the steps now. That's been allowed to dry overnight. My next stage is to trim off the ends of the edging strips, and then just tidy up the corners. And once that's dry, all it needs then is painting. Well, the oscillations of the multi-tool have caused damage to the rendering I did yesterday. It's also loosened up the front of that strip, so that's obviously not the way to go. So I've switched to an old-fashioned junior hacksaw, take the ends off, we'll see how that works. So it's a nice tidy finish using the junior hacksaw. So that's obviously the way I should have done it in the first place. I'll go and carry on and do the rest of them. So that's the ends of the silver edging strips cut off. I've also rounded the edges with some extra render. All that leaves now is for a bit of sanding, a coat of paint, and that'll be our steps, well, the first 3 steps anyway, finished. So we'll finish that off next week, and then we'll turn our attention to the top 2. So that's another step in the right direction for getting the house and the kitchen finished.
Yeah, quite literally.
Well, yeah. So once we've finished off all the tidying up bits, we can do the last coat of paint, and that'll look lovely.
Yeah, it'd be good to have that finished.
Yeah.
It was quite odd this week, going back to not being able to use the stairs to connect the top and bottom part of the house.
Yes, they were out of commission for a couple of days while stuff dried and set up. So
yeah, we had to go back in and out the house. It felt like a huge chore.
Yeah, what a hardship. We'd only done it for 2 years before that.
Yeah, without really noticing. So it's surprising how quickly you get used to things when they're
definitely.
in place.
Definitely, yes. And speaking of getting used to things, we've quite well adapted to our life here in Bulgaria.
Yes, we worked. It's 3 years ago this week that we first came to this beautiful country.
Yes, we'd done a bit of research online, but it was our first actual visit. I think the anniversary is Wednesday.
Yes. We spent 10 days here, didn't we?
Yes, Varna and BT, and looking around the area and finding somewhere to live.
Yeah, and it was a total lifestyle change for us coming.
Oh yes.
And what we've done in the last 3 years.
Yeah. And not looked back since.
No, I wouldn't. We've not regretted a day of it.
No, no. It's been
Apart
a life-changing
when the sewer
experience.
fell in.
That was one of the downs.
But I think that lasted a whole 2 hours of regret.
Yeah, well, it wasn't regretting being here, it was regretting
just-
the sewer fell in.
Yeah, probably.
So, so our change in lifestyle also resulted directly with these YouTube videos.
Yes, our little weekly updates on what we've been up to and what we're doing.
Yes, it started as a way of just letting people know what we're doing, and more people have joined us and are watching what we're up to. It's really quite surprising to us.
Yeah, but we do enjoy it, and we love the comments that we get back.
Absolutely, yes. We've got what we consider our YouTube friends who we regularly have chats with.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, we are quite isolated where we are in terms of other English speakers. So it's good to just chat and have contact with people. It
is, and we're almost at a milestone for the channel. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, which is amazing.
It is. We want to just push and get through that. So if you're not subscribed, hit that button, the subscribe button. Other people do this all the time. I've never done it before, but hit the button. Apparently I should. It doesn't cost you anything. If you do the bell, that'll notify you when something comes out or something. And hit the like button. Hello, Engelbert. Apparently that helps as well. Engelbert's come to add his support.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't often ask, but I thought I'd do it once, see if it made any difference. Just get us over 1,000. And that'll make me feel good about myself.
Yes, you do. It's called all your hard work, I have to say, putting the videos together. I just come and sit on the sofa for 5 minutes.
And have a chat.
Yeah.
So, I think that kind of brings us towards the close this week.
It does. We've got a trip planned out this weekend, which
we have.
Let you know about next week.
Yeah, we may bring you some pictures, we may not. It all depends on how much fun we're having. But until next week, it's time for Lynn, myself and Engelbert to say...
skoro.
Skoro.